Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi 4 WordPress theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesigntechtips.com. Well, in our last video we showed you how to make a gradient background header for your Divi 4 theme site. Divi 4 is just absolutely awesome, keeps getting better and better. If you want to take it for a test drive, you can do so from my affiliate link below this video. And what we're going to do today is show you how to put a background image behind the navbar up there. Really easy to do. Just have to use a little bit of custom CSS, but don't let that put you off. So let's get started. I've got a couple of images here. If I refresh this, it'll just go back to normal. There's it with just the regular gradient navbar behind there. I've got a couple of images here. I've got one that's kind of navbar shape, which is fine. I've got one small grey square, and I've got one sort of patch of stars, which is again pretty small, 200 by 120 odd. Because I'm just going to demonstrate the different ways we can apply these things. So the first one, I'm using Google Chrome here because of the great Chrome inspector. I'm going to go ahead and inspect the navbar up here. There it is, main header. And at the moment there's the main header. There's our background linear gradient, which is the one we put in last time. Now we want to change that to a background image. So what I've done, I've got my media library open here. And I've uploaded those three images, the little few stars there, the long cloud image, and the little grey square there. I'm going to select the cloud image. I'm going to bring it up. Down here, I'm going to copy the URL that it's located at. Go back to my site. I don't need that tab open at all. And main header, just to the right of the first curly bracket, I'm going to left click, which will create a new line for me. I'm going to say background image colon. Don't bother trying to copy this CSS as I'm doing it. I'll put it below the video. You're welcome to use it if you want to. Now we have to tell the background image where the actual image is. So it's a URL and open and close from round brackets. Inside the round brackets there, we want to paste that URL of that image we just copied. Control V to paste. And as you can see, boom, there it is. End of video. That's how you do it. No, I'm just kidding. To actually make that happen, we need to write this into our theme CSS, custom CSS. I'm going to copy it from the hashtag all the way to the closing curly bracket there. Control C to copy, or you can right click and copy, however you like to do it. Then if we go back to our WordPress dashboard and we want to go down to Divi, to theme options. On the first tab, General, if we scroll down to the bottom here, here's our custom CSS box where we've got to make this permanent. So I can actually comment this bit out, which is the last bit, which was that gradient. So it's /* and on the end of it, the opposite, star /. That will no longer be read by the browser, and we'll put in our new code. Drop down a couple. You can give it a title, same way if you want to, by putting it in comments there. And just paste in our code from the browser. There we go, main header, background image. Before I save it, I'll just go back and just to show you what's going to happen, because we've written this in the browser here, it's non-destructive. So it hasn't actually written it to the theme, it's just written it in the browser here. So when we refresh, it's going to go back to how it was. But I love using the Google inspector tools for testing out ideas before I actually write it into the system. Plus you can see it in real time, which is really useful. Okay, so we put that in there. Let's save it. Let's go back to our site. I'll close down the inspector, refresh, and our image should come back. There it is. We've actually written it into the site this time. Okay, the reason I downloaded those other images, if you've got an image you want to repeat in the background, for this demo I'll use this star one, because it's only going to fill up to here if we don't repeat. Let's go back to our media library. And what I'm going to do is click on the star, copy that URL, Control C, back to the site, inspect this again, and we'll switch those images out just in our browser here so we can see what's going on. Here it is. I'm going to click on that first HTTP and end on the end of JPEG, leaving the round brackets there. There we are. And as you can see, the stars are all the way along because by default it's repeated them both horizontally and vertically. And if I put another bit of code underneath this, then it goes back to being what it was originally, which is just that size. And if I uncheck that, it spreads all the way. And if you've got smaller images, if we go back to that little grey image that we had, we'll grab that one. Switch it out with this one. There we are. And as you can see, that only takes up that little bit of real estate there. If we let it repeat, it's filled up that whole area there. Without it, as you can see, it's short both ways, but it's repeating both vertically and horizontally. Now you could make a line out of it. You could say repeat X. And that'll make a line out of it. As you can see, it's not deep enough to go all the way, but you could actually align it to the middle by putting another line in. Background. Say center. And as you can see, it sort of popped it in the center of the actual navbar there if you wanted a little stripe in there. So you can manipulate images different ways. There's just a few ways of doing it for you. I'm going to get rid of all that and put it back to my clouds. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, comment. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.